Big shout out to Dynamic Machine of Detroit for sponsoring this video and the channel. A month ago, Iscar sent me this insert right here, and it is called their QuickTurn insert. And I'll be honest, at first I was a little skeptical at what it could do, but over the last few weeks, I have been testing this thing out on this machine right here. And I have to be honest with you, I am wildly impressed. So impressed that I decided to make a video about it. And by the end of this video, you are going to see why I call this thing right here
the Ripper.
Because it rips, man. Now, I want to have a total disclaimer moment here at the beginning of this video. I am not saying every single shop out there with a CNMG collection should just take all their inserts and chuck them into the river. And this thing right here will take care of all your roughing forever. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is you might have an application in your shop that you don't know that this insert right here could probably be the best option for you. So let's get into these applications. Let's go over why I think this insert's so crazy. And by the end of this video, let's also do some, stupid stuff with this thing because it's Sunday and it's 2 o'clock and nobody can stop me. God, I feel like this angle is like the, hi son, we need to have a chat. So, the number one thing you need to understand before you can even consider this insert is your work holding. Now, what I did to make it work in this machine is I actually turned a groove on the back of my part right here, and I put that same shape into my jaws, so there's no way the part can come out. You have to understand, this insert can turn both forward and backwards, and that backwards force can put a lot of pressure away from your chuck, it can be dangerous, so you need to understand that. The number one recommendation I would really give you if you are going to consider this insert is you need to have some sort of tailstock. That would be the easiest thing to do. You can also do this, which I don't consider a big deal because on 5-axis parts, I've put dovetails on them to make it so we can hold the part in a very rigid manner and do everything in one op. So to me, I don't see how that's any different than getting a dovetail on a 5-axis part, but also in reality, you're probably going to want a tailstock if you're going to use this insert. This right here, going this way, that is going to be forward into your spindle. Now there's a feed rate for that, and then there's also a feed rate for when you're going this way, backwards on your spindle, okay? The maximum feed rate for going forward is 0.6 millimeters. And I just did a video the other day, and I was wrong. I thought that was the maximum feed rate for the tool. And it's kind of on me because honestly, Iscar's website is incredibly easy to use. There is 2 maximum feed rates for this guy, forward and backwards. The backwards maximum feed rate is 1.2 millimeters per revolution, which is bananas. So I'm not gonna do that on here because this is a B-axis lathe and all that cutting force is gonna have to be restrained by the worm gear and disc brake back in there, so I'm not gonna do that, but we are gonna go close to it. So in the cutting footage we're about to do, we're gonna go 24 thou per rev this way, and then we're gonna go about 32 thou per rev this way. And that's what you're gonna watch right here. Now, I do slow down when I plunge in X, so you'll see me go forward, I'll plunge in X, and then come back. When I plunge in X, I go down to 16 thou per rev. No one really told me to do this, but I just don't want to feed down at a millimeter per rev in X like that. That's, again, bananas. The tool can probably handle it. Everything I've thrown at this tool can handle. So that is what we're about to do. So let's throw this in there, and let's get to cutting away. Oh, you know what, Adam? I'm gonna cut. I have to set up cameras. Let's do it. That is 32 thou per rev, like it's nothing. And now we're back down to 24 thou per rev, just turning the OD. Turning that 32 thou per rev, that is crazy that can do that. Like it's nothing. That is so impressive. When you look at the chips this tool cuts, it's actually pretty crazy. You can see here the forward chips almost look like conventional turning chips, and the backwards chips look like almost they came off of like a high feed mill or something. It is actually pretty impressive one tool can do that. How do I film the next bit? These shots, you know? Here. That's the kind of stuff I do for you. All right, that's what I do for you right there. That is like a $1,000 iPhone. It's the newest version, and I'm just trapped. So we just ran our tool, and the shape I chose on that part is where I see this really most likely being used in a lot of shops. That type of geometry right there is incredibly common in automotive work, which we do a lot of here in Michigan. I just did a turnkey for a customer like 2 weeks ago, and I plan on going back to them with this tool, because the way I had to do it was I had to rough it with the CNMG, and then that undercut I had to come in with a DNMG insert, because that's just how those ISO inserts work. With this tool, now I could do it all in one cut. That is insane. So I really see it being used a lot in those types of applications, but what I really also see it being used for is if you're doing any type of stainless work or any type of steel work. They have two grades, they have stainless and they have steel, and you're struggling to break your chip and you have the good work holding, you need to consider this tool, because it really could probably break the chips in a lot of applications. You can use it as a neutral tool. You don't have to just, go left and right. You could put this thing at an angle and go just crazy with it. So I see that working in a lot of applications, but now it is time to do some stupid stuff, because it's Sunday and I'm here by myself and no one can stop me. Let's take that tool and use it as a fly cutter or a shell mill or whatever you want to call it. Let's spin it at like 1500 RPM and let's deck a millimeter off the top of our part and see how good that works. Don't do this at home, kids. Oh, and by the way, I'm not putting my iPhone in there for this. I'm not. I don't want to break my phone on the weekend. Gosh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Wow, that took that like a champ. Oh my gosh. I just ruined it. That has like a mirror finish. I gotta wipe that off. You will not believe how good that looks. I swear, it looked better before I touched it. Once I touched it, it started to look like crap. But you can see like that mirror finish in that. Okay, let's go faster. Let's just double the feed rate. Let's say F of 14 inches a minute. So that'll be like 10 thou per rev, I think, if I was doing the math roughly in my head. Look at how good that looks. That's crazy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did my best to kind of show you everything I've learned in the last month with this insert. It truly is, to me, really impressive. I understand that not every shop can use it, not every application can use it, but if you have an application for this tool, you need to heavily consider using it, because it rips, man. Other than that, it is Sunday. I want to go eat. I'm in the mood for cereal. I've been on a cereal kick lately, and I just do stuff like that. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, Iscar, for sending me this tool to play with. It was super awesome, and it works really well. I am genuinely shocked that this B-axis lathe can take that, so also shout out to UDN. It's pretty impressive. Hope you have a great day. Be safe. Stay in school. All the other good stuff. I don't know.